Hi, I'm Josh, a co-founder of Woodland Mills, and this is our full-length product video of the WC88 PTO driven wood chipper. In these full-length videos, we'll first touch on tractor compatibility, then we'll go into an in-depth product walk-around to show you all the features that come standard with the WC88. Beyond that, we'll look at the assembly process, we'll look at the crate, both size and weight, and then we'll even touch on how the product gets delivered. From there, we're going to hook it up to a tractor, take it out in the field and the forest, and really show you how to put the WC88 to work. For compatibility, the WC88 was designed to work with tractors having between 35 and 100 PTO horsepower. At the front, for the connection, we have a Category 1 3-point hitch that's quick hitch compatible and has 2 upper pin locations so you can best match it to your tractor size. We also have the ability to adjust the overall chipper height off the ground in 3-inch increments for a total height adjustment of 6 inches. And this will let you match it to the larger tractors. We include a PTO shaft, which is adjustable in length, but also trimmable, so you can match the shaft to your tractor and your chipper once they've been connected. The PTO shaft is shear pin protected, and it has safety chains on the outside which keep the outer sheath from spinning when in use as an added element of safety. Because the WC88 is a belt-driven wood chipper, I'm going to open up the belt guard to show you how it works. Here we can better see that lower connection point the PTO shaft attaches to. That's going to bring your tractor's 540 RPMs directly into the lower shaft of the chipper, which runs this 4-groove cast iron pulley, and it also runs the hydraulic pump at the rear to create the pressure for the self-contained hydraulic infeed. On the cast iron pulley, we run 4 BX series drive belts that are going to drive up to the smaller upper pulley to increase that speed to just over 1100 RPMs. The upper pulley is mounted to our 2-inch main shaft that's carrying the flywheel itself, and it's also carried by flange bearings, which are 4-bolt on both the front and the back of the chipper. These flange bearings have a grease fitting for maintenance. To keep the proper tension on those belts and to account for wear, we use a spring-loaded tensioning system. Now I want to close the belt guard, and then we'll open up the clamshell and show you that 2-inch main shaft and the flywheel. With the clamshell open, we can now get a clear view of that 2-inch main shaft that carries the flywheel. The flywheel itself is 1-inch thick metal, which is both CNC machined and then dynamically balanced for smooth operation. On the flywheel, we have 4 reversible blades mounted. They're reversible because they have a leading cutting edge, and then they have a secondary cutting edge for when the first one is dulled. On the back of the flywheel, we have 4 paddles welded. These create the airflow as well as the throwing capacity of the chipper to get those chips up and out of the discharge chute. For blade changes or maintenance, we have a locking pin that indexes into the flywheel in 4 locations to lock it in place so it can no longer rotate. Next, I want to close up the clamshell and show you the discharge chute. The discharge chute is 360 degrees rotatable, and it's locked in place with an indexing pin. At the end of the chute, we have a chip deflector, which will allow you to place the chips close to the wood chipper or further away, depending on your needs. Next, I want to talk about the self-contained hydraulic infeed system that requires no hydraulic connections to or from your tractor. At the bottom here, we're going to see the reservoir tank that holds that hydraulic fluid. And we'll also see the pump that's driven at the tractor's 540 RPMs that's going to draw from this tank and build the pressure to run the system. That pressure then comes through our directional control valve. And this gives us a forward, neutral, and reversing action on the infeed roller that's controlled by the red bar at the back. In the forward position, that fluid's going to run up and through our flow control valve. And this is going to let us match the tractor's horsepower to the material being fed in by speeding up or slowing down that infeed roller. From there, the hydraulic line is going to bring that fluid to the hydraulic drive motor. This is directly connected to the 8-inch diameter infeed roller. And on the outside of that infeed roller, we've welded chisel edge knives to climb up over the material and really feed it into the wood chipper. Both the hydraulic drive motor and the infeed roller are mounted to a pivoting swing arm assembly. As that infeed roller climbs up and over the material, this swing arm pivots up and out of the way, and then we keep pressure down on that swing arm with galvanized springs on both this side and the far side of the chipper. If you come around the back, we're going to see a large infeed opening at 27 inches wide and 28 inches in height. We have a nice large opening to bring those branches and gather them as they're fed into the chipper. Around the leading edge of this infeed opening, we have a 3/4 inch thick solid steel bar that adds rigidity, but it also gives us a nice softened edge to lead those branches in as they're being drawn into the chipper. Further out, you'll see that red control bar I spoke about earlier. This gives us our forward, neutral, and reverse action on that infeed roller to control that material going in. The whole infeed chute is foldable, and this is convenient for both storage and when you're transporting the chipper behind a tractor to make it more compact. In the storage position, the infeed chute rests here on this black rubber pad. To get it to fold up, we're going to go in underneath and undo 2 draw latches, and then we're going to take the linkage off the directional control valve and move it to this fixed tab, which is going to lock that red bar and allow it to use it as a handle to facilitate flipping the infeed chute up and over. With the infeed chute folded up, we can now see the clear safety curtains, and these are going to keep dust and debris from coming back at the user while in use. With the safety curtains up and out of the way, we can now get a really clear view of that large diameter infeed roller. On the outside of that, again, we have those chisel edge knives welded to it to climb up over the material and really draw it into the chipper. As we come around the other side of the chipper, we'll now get a clear view of the second galvanized spring that's putting that downward pressure on the pivoting swing arm. We'll also see a 2-bolt flange bearing that's holding the other side of that infeed roller with a grease fitting for maintenance. We'll get a clear shot of the fill cap for the hydraulic reservoir fluid. Next, I want to talk about the bed plate, which acts as a stationary cutting edge. So as the blades on the flywheel are coming around to make that cut, the bed plate acts as that stationary second edge to complete the cut, similar to a pair of scissors. The bed plate is adjustable to account for both blade wear and blade resharpenings. And because of that, we provide an access window to give you a clear line of sight to set that gap. Further, we have a tool to aid in setting that, and you can find that tool in the manual tube. The WC88 includes an onboard chainsaw holder, which is a convenient spot to put your chainsaw when you're heading out. Next, I want to talk about the manual tube, which is located up here on the belt guard. Inside of the manual tube, we're going to find the hardware required for assembly, as well as the manual to walk us through those assembly steps, and also give us our safe use guidelines for the wood chipper. Because the WC88 comes 90% assembled, the assembly process should take about 2 hours to get it out of the crate and ready for use. The assembly consists of installing components of the 3-point hitch, installing the discharge chute with its 4 bolts, as well as assembling the 4 panels of the infeed with the gray bar and the red bar. To complete the assembly, you'll be filling the hydraulic fluid reservoir with 19 liters or 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid, which can be sourced locally. Fully assembled, the WC88 weighs in at over 900 pounds. And because of that, we have to ship it in an iron crate, which brings the shipping weight up to over 1,000 pounds. And its crate dimensions are 51 inches in height, 33 inches in depth, and 46 inches in width. Because of its size and weight, we're going to ship it on a transport truck with a power tailgate service where available to get it down to the ground for a curbside delivery. Now that I've gone through all the product features of the WC88, it's time to hook it up to a tractor, take it out in the field and the forest, and show you how to put it to work. I want to wrap up this video by doing a bit of a recap. So today we are running the WC88 on a Kubota L6060. This tractor has 53 PTO horsepower, and you'll see that it was capable of chipping everything that I fed into it today. We had a lot of larger pieces. We put through quite a bit of poplar, some cedar, some pine, lots of spruce boughs. I really just wanted to show a variety of what the WC88 PTO driven wood chipper is capable of chipping. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more information, check out our website or give us a call. This has been Josh with Woodland Mills.